There's one right there. That feels good.
There's one. Wow. That's a net full.
There we go.
Good one. Real good one.
Look at that beast.
Beautiful. Got it. Wow, that's a big one, dude.
That's what it's all about, man.
Nice job, you two.
Lund Boats proudly presents the ultimate fishing experience. This week on Lund's The Ultimate Fishing Experience. Lund Pro Brian Brosdals, a well-known and busy Minnesota walleye guide. But when he gets a rare day off in the open water season, he and his wife Heather head out in search of bluegills. But not just any bluegills, they want the big ones, the true bulls, the bump-headed, dinner plate-sized, true slab bluegilasaurus-type gills. Unfortunately, these trophy-class fish are easily over-harvested, so finding and catching them is often more difficult than catching a 30-inch walleye or a 6-pound smallmouth. Using Bro's drop-shot stealth rig and floats with walleye-size leeches, they managed to coax a few of these beasts to bite. Later, they switch gears for a bit more action and fish an active school of crappies to end Bro's great day off on the water.
Slab skis. Hi, Brian Brosdal here and Heather Brosdal.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, so we got a day off. We're gonna go bluegill fishing and maybe try for some crappies. I get to guide for walleyes every day, but we love chasing big bluegills. Let's go get them.
Let's go get them.
You know, we're getting to the end of July here, and they've kind of moved out into the end of the weeds, kind of in the thickest, greenest weeds, but there is a lot of algae in the weeds, so touch that algae and it follows your hook. So we got to find clean weeds and the outside edge. So I think they're going to be slightly scattered, but I think they're also going to be big. Well, we've got some long rods tied up because it's hard to cast in them tall, hard stems, maiden cane, even lily pads. So we got some long rods, some St. Croix Avids, they're new. And so we can just kind of crane through this stuff. And then we got some 7-foot and 6-foot rods for on the weed edge. We've got light jigs. We've even got ice fishing jigs. We got the mud bug.
Your favorite.
Yeah, I designed it. The mud bug with a bloodworm tail. I've got stealth rigs, which are my type of drop shot for panfish, and slip bobbers, gamaketsu hooks. We got jigs. We got Northland Firefly jigs. So we are ready.
We're ready to go. That's a full menu.
It is, and I hope the bluegills read the whole menu and picked an item they like.
That's right.
We got leeches, crawlers. If they don't want a bare hook, we're gonna give them a loaded hook for sure. And big bluegills aren't shy.
No, they're not.
They don't want a snack. They want steak.
They want the buffet.
They want the buffet. So we might be feeding them some walleye-sized leeches, crawlers, a chunky crawler that's like a fingertip. So it's these things are big. These aren't little ones. Some people's idea of bluegills are bait-sized fish. We're going for platter-sized fish. When a big bluegill hits, it's like a pike hit it. It's gone, and you'll know when you set the hook. You feel like you got a nice walleye on. It's a bluegill, and of course, telltale when they start spinning in a circle, using their body as a rudder. I wish I could use my body as a rudder when I'm swimming. I could really get some force, I think. This is not your typical bluegill day for people. There we go. Got one. It's a bluegill. All right. All right. There have been little tough guys today. Oh, look at that big bluegill. Had to go to a stealth rig. Stealth rig is also a drop shot. Look at this thing. What a beauty. That's awesome. Hey Heather, what do you think? We love it. Any chance we can get these things? Look at the size of that. That's a true beast. And you know, the Quality Bluegill Initiative is really helping out. These are too precious. There's too rare nowadays. This is a food fish, yes, but the few lakes that have them, we should save them for, you know, everybody's kids and grandkids, because they're never going to see these, because there's so many lakes that are stunted. Leave a few bulls in a lake and you're going to have these forever. without changing some of the limits on some of the lakes, these are gonna go bye-bye, especially through the ice. What a beauty. I'm gonna get
Thank
that
you
one
for
back.
biting.
That nice? Kiss it goodbye. I'm gonna unhook it, throw it back. Here you go, buddy. Look at that. That's a two-hander right there. There. Yes, I love it. That's like a 30-inch walleye. That's like a 6-pound smallie, like a 7-pound largemouth bass right there. I mean, people would wreck their boat, crash their four-wheeler to catch a fish like that. Summer or winter, that is a big deal. Oh, it's just a rush. I've got the chills, man. So I'm gonna chill for a while. Had to use I went to my panfish drop shot rig here. Actually, I call it the stealth rig. I don't just tie a drop shot knot. I have a little finger there, as you can see. Little bead as an attractant, a size 6 salmon egg style hook. Have to get down in the dirty. I have drop shots up to 6 feet on the boat. A little loop so I could change it. And so I went to my 2.5 foot drop shot, 2 3/4 maybe, but you know, the fish are down in. We got a major cold front, but just because the cold front comes in doesn't mean Heather and I are gonna stay home, because right now that made our trip. But you know what? I got one. What do you want to do when you catch a big bluegill? You want to get one more.
Yay!
All right. There are times they bite like crazy. They're easy. Bluegills are challenging. Really big ones, they don't just bite all the time. You got a massive cold front, you got to make them bite, just like you would for big walleyes. But that's what we're here for, to make them bite. Right, Heather?
Absolutely.
Woo!
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
Oh, here we are! Oh, boy! Oh, yeah.
Oh, is this fun? Look at how they fight. He's augering, he's getting you down in there.
Oh,
Lift up on him.
Come on.
Oh, there he is. He's in there still. See him?
He's in the weeds.
Yes, there he is. Look at that. They use their body as a rudder. All right. Yeah. I tell you what, they're really buried in that deep in that coontail.
So.
Look at that big one.
Whoa.
You ready to hold that one? You get to hold that one.
Oh, yeah. What are
Sporting
Brian's favorite fish when he's not guiding?
Look at that.
Even though
Little
he was guiding
orange
me.
gamakatsu hook with a yellow bead. Look at that. That's fantastic. Look at it. Look at the color on those. They got that
It's
little
beautiful.
that barring on them. Big bluegills like this. I mean, that's a true trophy. Kiss them and let them go.
I will. Yay!
Good job, H. Yeah, we're not hammering them with this cold front, but you know what? We're catching some big bluegills. That's all that matters. Big bluegills. Yes, sweet. Love it. Did he pull it all the way down? Like this? There we go.
Oh, fish on.
There we go. All right. Oh, look at this. I love how they spin in a circle. Here it comes.
Oh,
Sweet. Love it. Oh. See, I was actually raised in the wild by bluegills myself, so I always have to come visit them. How are you doing? Isn't that cool? A true slab northern bluegill is something to behold. And I actually went to a firefly jig with a leech on it. A little bit of color. I love chicken feathers when it comes to fishing bluegills or crappies. They just move in the water. Look at that. You can see the pink in here and the barring. Each bluegill has a little different color, but they all have their purpose. Don't think of them as a huge group of fish. They're in colonies, and in the wintertime when these colonies all descend into the muddy basins and they get hammered, they just get destroyed. But I'm gonna let this one go. Here you go, guy. We'll see you later. The whole thing with big bluegills, the males, which have the red breasts, they actually guard the nests, and they also chase the little ones out. If they're not in there to chase them out, the little ones sneak in and spawn at an immature age. If the little ones are spawning, it is just like big bucks and little bucks. You don't want the little spike buck to make the kids. You want the big buck to make the kids. So bluegills, exactly like deer. And without the big ones, the whole lake will stunt. It's that simple. Protect the top of the diamond, that little percentage, and you've saved the lake. We have big lakes for those who appreciate big bluegills, and that's a quality bluegill initiative. They'll go to a 5 limit on some lakes, and without it, you know, somebody's gonna say, well, I want all of them, and they're just gonna keep hammering on them. There we go. Oh, all right, I got one here. Fighting hard. I thought it was a walleye at first. No, it's a big bull. Look at this one. Whoa, look at it spinning. What a fighter. Whoa. Oh, what a hog. Oh. Wow. The whole thing is, this is like catching a 30-inch walleye right here. This is a monster. This bluegill is going to be pushing 11 inches. And these aren't everywhere. Even where we're fishing here, there's not a ton of them. There's just a few. Our timing and everything's just right, and we're catching them. Look at that beast. That's a hog. Wow. You can see how the purple and the colors, that's a true bull right there. It's got that forehead. These are very uncommon, and even here, there's big fish, but you don't catch all the big ones in one spot. They're scattered in colonies, and that's the king biscuit of this colony, I'll tell you that. Okay, you're going back. Well, you know, Heather and I love fishing big bluegill. It started way a long time ago in a galaxy far away. And when I first started out guiding, after I met Heather, and I actually went looking for crappies on Leech Lake, and I found a wife. I ended up going there looking for a place to fish for crappies, and I met her at a resort, her parents' resort. It's not quite, but almost 3 decades ago. I would guide for bluegills or crappies, and to this day, the same people I showed one trip are still fishing the same spots I showed them. So bluegills and crappies are almost unguidable because it's one and done, and they just want to hammer them. I do get people that throw them back, but that's often rare. But so I guide for walleyes. Bluegills are my true passion, but when we have time off, we like bluegills. Just love catching them because they're so rare now. Truly really big ones, and everybody out there knows. And you probably have a spot. It's one of those things, do you tell people where your best morel mushroom spot is? No, you don't. You never talk about bluegills. Of course, when I was a kid, back when they invented the wheel, big bluegills were fairly common. In our area, the northern strain of bluegills is exceedingly rare. But when a lake gets found out, it's like they're hunting down Frankenstein and the monsters. They just want to exterminate them. But with a 5 limit, they're not going to get them all. Right there I am. You can see right there. That's what I want right there. There we go. All right, here's where you got an ice fish in the basin for fish. Oh, that's crappie, not a giant, but fun. All right, and you'll notice, here I'll bring it over to you, I used a bloodworm with a mudbug head. And not just for winter, I like that little micro insect life. That's how you get these. That thing just ate it. No bait when they're in the basin. It's fun getting big bluegills, Heather, and crappies like this, but I'm in my video game room here, so that's what you gotta do. I'm gonna let that one go. That'd be an eater size. So we were fishing big bluegills and decided to go for crappies. The cold front had the big bluegills not biting very well, so we decided to ice fish crappies. And they're not in a deep basin, they're in a moderate depth basin. 15 feet of water, 18 feet, so they're about 3 to 4 feet off the bottom. Some are 6, and a bloodworm, a little gold head works really good vertical, but it's like a video game. And I'm in my game room now. Let's connect the dots. we go. All right. Love it. No, this one I think I could lift it. Oh no, get the net for that one. I think this crappie thought he was a largemouth bass. You see him jump? There we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that. The hook flew out. We just wanted to net them so you could see them. So that's why we use the net, right, Heather?
That's right.
High five, Aruski. There's your change. Slabosaurus, Cropzilla. Love it. I love bluegills, but I also love crappies. They're so much fun. There you go, buddy. There we go. All right. Thank you, Heather. There we go. All right. Ooh, look at this. All right.
I think you got my line.
Nope.
Oh.
I have a drop shot going.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing. These fish are high off the bottom, but they're kind of moving away from the boat, obviously, which is smart. They're getting pressured, so I have one of my stealth rigs here, which is a little finger of a drop shot, bead, and a colored Gamakatsu hook, and I got a 6-foot lead down to a tungsten sinker. What a beautiful fish. We'll let that one go back. Here's the sinker down here on a loop so I could change it. Then you go 6 feet all the way up here, and there's my hook. It's a stealth rig, and what I did is I tied a loop knot instead of directly to the line, so you get a little bit of play behind there. Plus the fish can suck it in, and so you clip one end, and I snelled the hook on. That's my stealth rig, and so we're gonna fire it out. Now watch how this casts. That's 6 feet of line, as far as you want to cast. And as soon as it hits the bottom, I hold the rod slightly elevated to keep them up, and just jig it in place and pause, and then just reel it in a little bit, and jig it. This is actually fun, this technique here. Well, here's my Lund 219 Pro V glass. The reason I chose this boat, and it's a really tough choice, because they have some awesome tillers and awesome aluminum wheel boats. I chose this one just for its overall size. I'm on big waters like Lake Winnebagosh, Leech Lake, and so giant water, big waves. And this boat is a wave crusher. It's got trim tabs at the back, so you can put that nose down and you can just clip the tops. And if you get into big waves, you know you're not gonna be taking them over the bow. Past boats I've had, other brands, waves keep coming over the top. And this one, I've been in some big waves. I haven't had any come over the nose yet. And then let's talk about that Mercury there. That's a 400 horse Verado. That thing trolls down. It's super quiet, and the fuel economy is really good as long as you're not goosing it. I'm telling you, that thing gets up on step and it'll do in the 60s. But for the most part, I love it because you're cruising in the 50s with ease. It's not working hard. I love the fact that this comes with a Sport Track system, so I can lock in rod holders or forward viewing steering systems, and they're locked in tight. We got a lot of room, got enough room up here for 3 or 4 people if we wanted to. Big live well. I think this boat is laid out extremely well. I gotta say, probably the best boat in freshwater right here. It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. I love it. You know, when it gets tough, you just, oh, I like how he jumped. Just switch to different techniques, and we went from bobber fishing and we did some drop shots to tight lining to now to deep drop shots. Come here, buddy. I'm gonna put you right back. There we go. All right. And you can still produce. Just having a few extra rods in a boat. Fun. That I love it when they jump. Jumping crappies are my kind of crappies. And I appreciate all the fun. Yeah. That's awesome.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And the osprey's got a fish. It's got a sunfish. This is why I like fishing. I wouldn't see that if I was inside a building. The thing is, we had fun catching those big bluegills, but the weather changed and you get opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities on any given body of water, especially a diverse body of water with a lot of bays. And so we opted to go fish for crappies. Yeah. And then you cut a nice gill in there and we got a couple nice crappies. So, you know, you got to look at your options, weigh your decisions, and make it happen, all in the same day. And I'm talking about just a matter of an hour or two. Here, let me get the net. Take your time. Slow man coming here. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoa, yeah. All right, awesome. Well, you know, you got to take opportunities, and we had other spots and opportunities in the same body of water, so you run around and you catch big slab skis. And I love crappies. Bluegills are probably my favorite, but these are so close, it's almost immeasurable. Opportunities, you got to take them when you get a chance. We were picking at bluegills and got some giants, but I want to get some more action, so fun.
Sometimes you just have to change a plan to make things work out better for a good evening of fishing.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.